So the Super Falcons of Nigeria blew away their opening game against Debutants Malawi. It was a shocking game they've had for a long time. Imagine losing 3-1 to Malawi. This is how it started. The first half was kind of not. I mean, I didn't expect the Super Falcons to put up a display they did in the first half. There was no hunger to score among them. The Malawi players, they were hungry for goals. They were hungry for the victory. Maybe, I don't know whether I can say it's because the NFF decided to present the award Tinubu made to them in the last year WAFCON. They won. So they were just playing, no seriousness. Look, Malawi, they were doing all the crosses. When the first half was over, I was convinced that when Malawi returned for the second half, they are going to score a goal because they created chances. But being that it's their first time, they didn't know what to do with those chances. Look, they were shooting. Super Falcon players were good defensively in the first half, but in the second half, they were in a mess. Look, they continued to shoot and shoot and shoot. Now look at the goal. Chawinga Sisters came out of her box, and then it was scored. Now, if you are going to do that, like, I don't know whether they just concluded World Cup. You look at Unai Simon of Spain. Unai Simon of Spain will not stay in his box. Once the ball is crossed, Unai Simon will come out of his box and clear it away from danger. But Chawinga Sisters remained in her goal. Look at just a replica of the first goal. The same thing. Look, Chawinga Sisters was just there, and the two goals were caused by Chawinga Sisters not staying in his goal post. And if at all you are going to come out of your goal, right, then Ajibade scored a penalty, scored a penalty. If Malawi third goal was not disallowed, it would have been disastrous. This is another the third goal they scored. Look at Chawinga Sisters again, coming out of our goal post. How do you do that? The three goals that were scored by Malawians is as a result of Chawinga Sisters' wrong timing. Look, her goal post is wide open. And then our coach, Justin Madugu, made a mistake. Now you could see that the Malawi goalkeeper is not that strong enough. Our Super Falcons player did not even try the goalkeeper. They had all the ball. They had the control of they control their defense, but they did not even try the goalkeeper. That's what caused us. Imagine Malawi. Now Super Falcons are in big trouble now because Zambia has defeated Egypt 6-0, and we now sit third in the table. So you must get a good result against Zambia so that we'll beat Egypt to qualify, because normally the qualification to the next round in this Women's African Cup of Nations is that the best third team can progress to the quarterfinal. But now we have 24 teams. So out of these 24, 8 will progress to the quarterfinal. So there is no best loser or whatever thing. They must get a result against Zambia. Now the Zambia we are going to play now is not the same Zambia we played last year Women's African Cup of Nations. A team that just beat Egypt, even though Egypt is not good, but they just scored them 6-0. So a draw against Zambia means Super Falcons are out. There must be a victory against Zambia, because when we win against Zambia, we are also definitely going to defeat Egypt. So when we defeat you, we get 6 points. The way I see it, Malawi might win this table because Malawi beat Egypt and get 6 points. Then they will try to get a draw against Zambia, and that will be if they win the group. Malawi is going to win Group C against the Super Falcons of Nigeria. You could imagine. So the coach, I don't know what was wrong with him. Now he used the same team that played the final, or I think the team that played the second half of our final last year against Morocco. How do you play Ajibade for a long time when Ajibade was not clearly in the game? Jamilisu was not clearly in the game yesterday. So they should have been substituted. Look at when the likes of Rasheedat Ajibade came on, Uchenna Kanu came on. They changed the game. Rasheedat Ajibade, the coach brought her on at the 83rd minute. Why? We are losing the game, a whooping 3-1. So what magic are they going to do now against this Zambia side? Joy Omewa was there. In fact, why didn't he even start Deborah Abiodun? Deborah Abiodun used to be good in that midfield. He did not start with Deborah Abiodun. I don't know why. What is wrong with this coach? to me is, yes, they've won it 10 times, but you can't win, a tournament 10 times and just embarrass yourself with a debutant like Malawi. This is the first Malawi's game in a Women's African Cup of Nations final. They've never qualified, they've never played it before. And then you are just outplayed. So something serious needs to be done before it is too late. Something serious needs to be done. And the coach and his coaching staff needs to wake up and don't bring embarrassment to Nigeria.